A lot of conservatives, and I feel this way, so I'm speaking for myself as well as a lot of viewers of this show, we don't like election season. We want it to be just election day. We don't like early voting. We don't like universal mail-in ballots because there's vulnerability for fraud, or these nursing homes that mysteriously every resident of the nursing home votes Democrat after the Democrats come recruiting there. We don't like the unmanned drop boxes because, especially after we saw Dinesh's 2,000 mules, shady things can happen. Shady things do happen. I mean, of course they do. But this is the conclusion that I've come to, even though I think we should have election day where people vote in person. We can't pretend like that's the case when the Democrats are operating under the rules of election season. We can't compete just on election day because it doesn't work. I mean, I think you're right about 2022. The Republicans did win public opinion in the lead up to that election, and yet we lost the election arguably because just of the way that Democrats conduct elections and recruit voters versus the way that Republicans do.
Exactly. Well, and look, at the end of the day, we only won a narrow majority in the House of Representatives, and we lost key governorships in Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. Those are three of the swing states right there that we need in order to win in 2024. And so it didn't matter that more Republicans turned out to vote in the 2022 election. The fact of the matter is that we lost in key areas. And yes, I'm not saying that there aren't shenanigans. I'm not saying that there aren't things that happened that added to those losses. But I'm saying in order to make sure that we're winning in 2024, we have to fight fire with fire. And for example, it's little things like if we don't want illegal ballot harvesting to happen, we as a party need to do a better job of educating our voters. For example, 500,000 people have fled California. They've left to other states. Really, if we're going to be smart and mitigate voter fraud, we need to contact those 500,000 people and say, hey, did you cancel your old voter registration for California? Because if you haven't, that's a state that every eligible voter receives a mail-in ballot, whether or not you've requested one. And so if you are still registered to vote in Nevada, Oregon, Washington, California, and you haven't canceled your status, you may receive a ballot to your old address, whether or not you're still living there. And by educating voters on those simple things, we can help to stop voter fraud going into this November and next.